Alrighty, guys. It's Miss Arneson. I have some updates and information for you guys because I've been noticing how you're doing on your assignments so far. And so I just want to make sure that everybody is like on track and you understand some things. And I also want to start off by giving you guys a personal apology. So let me go ahead and shrink myself back down. Okay. So I'm sorry, you guys. Dude, I have no idea what I was doing when I started this class. Just like you, I am not an expert in online learning. Um, I had to learn a lot of things, and so I appreciate you guys sticking in there with me. I hope that it wasn't so frustrating that you felt like quitting. When it is so frustrating that you feel like quitting, you should just send me an email and then say like, Miss Arneson, I need you to fix this, or you can text me. I've had a lot of students that are texting me, and that's a really fast way to get to me. That's very easy. So I don't want you to feel like quitting because the settings are wrong. On my end, I will tell you that I am just as frustrated. Like there are some stupid things that I cannot figure out how to stop doing. One of those things is on quiz settings. So on the quiz setting, there's a little box I have to check um, that says allow other people besides people at losmontanashigh.com to take this quiz. And I push it on every single one, but it will not stay. So like today I had one student who let me know that it wasn't available to him, so I had to go in and change it even though other people have already taken it. For some reason, it won't save that setting. The only thing I can think of is that there is a G Suite where you pay for Google Docs and all of those things to work together. And we have the free version because we're a poor Southern New Mexico school and we don't have a lot of money extra. I think it's like $60,000 a year or something to get the paid version. So I think that's why it keeps reverting. But just keep bugging me about it and I'll keep changing it because I know that that's frustrating. But I want you to know that I am doing my part and I am working hard on this side. So thank you for working hard on your side too. All right, I'm going to go to the next slide. Here we go. So I just wanted to remind you guys because a lot of you might not know this if you're new to Las Montañas or if you've been here but then you weren't here last year because we changed around our school quite a bit. We moved to a new model where we have like these short little terms and we have a different standard for passing. So I just wanted to let you guys know that in your classes you have to have a 70% or higher to pass. That is not something that we're like doing to you this year to like torture you since you're online. It's something that we actually wrote into our redesign plan and we have to follow that. So we will be giving you a failing grade or you will have earned a failing grade if you don't get 70% or higher. So 60% is not high enough to pass at Las Montañas. The reason why is because we want you guys to focus on learning instead of on like finishing things. Um, that's really hard because like since you've been in kindergarten, teachers have been trying to get you to just like memorize stuff and like turn in assignments and have evidence that you did what you were supposed to do. And we're switching that at Las Montañas. Having that online and doing that during the COVID pandemic is proving to be more challenging than normal, but I think it's really important. So I'm going to say this again and again on this little introduction or this little video. We need to focus on learning what's in our classes rather than just turning things in. In other schools, you can turn enough in to get a 60% and you pass, but at Las Montañas, we're trying to focus on learning and actually gaining skills because that's what you need to do in real life, and we want to prepare you for real life better than regular schools have been lately. We actually got we got selected out of all the schools in New Mexico to do it, and we're trying our best. All right, so I want to give you a few pieces of information about time management. So most of you guys are turning, and I wouldn't say everybody, like if you have 100% in this class right now, you've been doing what you're supposed to. If you don't, I just want to say that most people are not doing enough right now to pass. What does that mean? Well, it means that I'm getting kind of like short answers, confused answers, answers from students who are just trying to finish their assignment rather than try to understand what the concept is that we're trying to get you to learn. So there's a couple of tips I have for you on how to like stop doing that so that you can pass. So if you look right here on the lesson outlines, and this is an art lesson outline, I put how long I think it should take you to do your parts of the assignment. So this year, Mr. Martinez asked us to give you about 3 to 4 hours of work, and 2 to 3 grades per week. And so I'm following that expectation that he gave me. So I'm timing these, and you can see how long it should take you. So this first part of the lesson should take 10 minutes. The second part should take about 10 minutes as well. Now, if you look down here, art's a little different than other classes. In other classes, the longest you probably take on something would be an hour on a part of a lesson. The reason it's different for art is because this is like a project. So this isn't going to be due in 1 week. This actually is timing into 2 different weeks. So please look at that and see. If something is supposed to take you 30 minutes and you did it in 5 minutes, then you probably didn't do enough. You probably don't understand it. Can I say for sure that you don't? No, but if I look at your answer and it doesn't give me enough information to tell if you're learning, then I can't give you that 70% or higher because I don't see the evidence that you have learned what you're supposed to. So, ways that you can improve this. Okay, focus on, of course, learning instead of finishing something and turning it in. So like if a lesson is about what is natural selection, learn about natural selection until you could just explain it to your little brother or sister or cousin or somebody. Okay, make sure that you could explain it without looking at cues. You don't have to use all the vocabulary I'm using, but you do need to be able to say like, well, natural selection is when nature, because it's hard to live in, like selects different things and traits that animals have because they make it better for survival and reproduction. Okay, that would be an explanation of natural selection that you could make. I would not say that because I know a whole bunch of scientific vocabulary and I would make it a lot longer. But if you say that, I know you learned it. And that's what I'm really looking for. So take your time, explain. One of the ways you could do this is to take notes even when they're not required. So sometimes I'm like, yes, take notes, take a picture of this, put it into your lesson. But if I'm not asking you to take notes, just jot down really important things. Jot down a question, like if there's a word you don't understand or a concept you don't get, jot it down. And then this comes to the last bullet point here, which is call me, text me, email me, ask me a ton of questions. You guys, I love being a teacher because I interact with students all day. And right now, I'm just sitting at home doing online classes. So I am not thrilled. So if you call me, you are not bugging me. I am happy to talk to you and I want you to learn. So if you're not learning just from the lessons online, call me and I'll walk you through the lesson. I am so happy to do that. Please call me and let me walk you through the lesson. I want to do that. Okay. All right, so this is something else that's a little bit different at Las Montañas. In regular school, you get your grades every 9 weeks. So that's when you get a report card. There's interim periods where you get like a notice that says like, hey, you might be failing. Well, at Las Montañas, every 4 to 5 weeks, it works out to about 16 to 18 days. Sometimes there's a weird 20-day term too. We change classes. So this is a color-coded schedule of our year right now. We started school on the 6th, technically, but I know a lot of people didn't get signed up until this week 1. We are in week 2 right now, so that's August 17th through the 20th. So if you're not working on the assignments for week 2 right now, that means you're behind. Does that mean you're going to fail? No, it just means that you need to catch up. Let's say we get to the 3rd of September, which is the last day of this term, and like, I don't know, so your internet stops working and you can't take the final exam. That is okay. You can still take it when term 2 starts. But when term 2 starts, you're going to have your classes from term 1 and term 2. So you want to finish them as you go because otherwise it's going to get really confusing and you're going to have too many classes going on at the same time to understand stuff. So make sure that you follow along and do things according to the schedule to the best of your ability. I know some things probably come up and change that, but to the best of your ability, take time and follow the schedule. If you only want to work on Monday through Thursday, then make yourself get up on those days and work. I'm taking Sundays off. Okay, so I decided, oh, this is Sunday. I'm not doing any work on Sundays because I just need a break. But I am going to work all the other days, so you can call me and text me anytime and I will help you. Okay, the last thing I really wanted to talk about really quick is the final exam. So during the last week of the term, which remember right now is week 2, so the last day of this term is the 3rd. So you guys are right here. I think today is the 18th. That means you just have 2 weeks of this class left, so make sure you're focused and getting stuff done. The final exam will be 20% of your grade. If you're in art, the final exam is going to be a final project. And the final project will have some multiple choice questions in it that you need to do. But here's some tips for you before you take that final exam. Finish all your assignments before you take the final. If you take the final and you haven't finished learning, then it's hard to pass. Do the review game. I will set up a review game for you. It might be Jeopardy, or I found a new app that's cool that I looked at but haven't tried working on. There will be a game for review for vocabulary and stuff. You need to do that before you take the final. It'll really help you. Focus on understanding everything instead of just finishing your work. Yes, you can finish your work and you can pass that way, but the chances of you passing, if you're focusing on understanding stuff, are way higher, because then when you do get to the test, you'll be able to explain everything. Here's my little daughter. Her name is Memoria. Oh, I told you that in the introduction video. Okay, you can retake your final if you fail it, but you have to finish all of your assignments to a 70% first. So if while you're going along through this class, you make sure that you focus on getting everything a 70% or higher, then you will have no problem retaking that test. You'll automatically qualify. And I will study with you. I'll give you an individual study session before that test if you want it. So please, you guys, I just wanted to give you these updates. I really miss you. I want to see your guys' faces. Those of you who have been texting me, I'm so excited because I'm like, oh, look, it's so-and-so. So please get in contact with me. If you're new and I have never even met you in person, call me and we can talk about like what name you prefer to be called and where you're coming from in middle school and what you like about high school and what you don't like about it. I hope you have a really good day and follow these tips, because like for reals, you guys, I just want to make sure you guys get out of high school so you can move on and do whatever you want to in your real life.